Yes, guys! Welcome back. Oh, there you go, Matt. Matt, why don't you take the intro away?
Yes, guys.
That was terrible.
Okay.
I'll keep doing it. Welcome back to another episode of the Bootcast Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Justin, better known as the Texas Cleat Collector. I'm here with my fellow co-hosts, Colby and Matt. Matt, how are you doing today, sir?
I was doing great until you shit on my intro, not gonna lie.
Well, sorry.
Yeah.
The intro's my thing.
Fair enough.
So let's know our roles.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right.
Podcast.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I got Man U.
Yeah,
So I can show
sweating
you
your
where
dick off.
sport. Dude, long sleeves. This is how committed I am. It's fucking 1,000 degrees in this garage, and I do this to prove my loyalty. And look, you know what's the worst part? Like, if you look at this kit, and then later you compare it to the new United kit, this is from 2 seasons ago.
It looks exactly the same.
Yeah, it's just the team viewer switched to Snapdragon. So, as always, I'm pissed. Royally pissed. Colby, how you doing today, sir?
Justin, I'm doing good, man. There I was trying to enjoy my Sunday, and all of a sudden I opened my Instagram account, and I'm being challenged to a crossbar challenge by you.
God.
So I had to freaking drive out to the local middle school and get the kids behind the camera and go.
Dude, first off, let's address something. Your son absolutely crushed it. And he was hype as hell too. He's like, "Oh yeah, so close. Just try again." Like,
Yeah, come on, Dad.
He's
Come
like,
on.
"You got it."
Don't embarrass our family name
No.
with this lack of skill here. Come on.
Brother. You lived up to it. You lived up. You made me proud. Yours were way better than mine. So I'm very proud of you. Matt, it's still your turn.
I know. Tune in tomorrow morning on my Instagram story. They'll be there.
You heard it here, folks.
Well,
It will be like 2 days late.
2 days late.
By the time you hear this.
Yeah, true.
But Matt will have done it. Cool. That's good. Everything's going good. Now, there's a lot of news. There's a lot of releases. So we're going to dive right into this today, guys. We are going to start out with Colby's boot of the year. I forgot which one was his boot of the year.
I know, it's been so
I
many.
think it's
There's
the
been so
newest
many.
boot of the year, right, Matt?
I think so.
It is the New Balance Tekela V5. Now, it's not that colorway. So Colby's showing up the white one, but it was like the
like
Volt yellow, neon yellow that released when we got the Furon V8 as well as the new 442. Same colorway, right?
Same color.
Why the hell are those coming out a fucking 6 to 8 months later?
After the Phantom 6, dude. This is horrible timing. Like, this is.
And
this
you kind of
is not
called
good.
this. You kind of called this a couple episodes ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the hype for the Phantom 6, which we'll get to this pack later. But, yeah, I don't understand. So this boot should have come out with the V8 and the new 442 Elite back in, like, January. Because, Justin, when we were hanging out with Lockhart, we saw these in a local soccer shop.
Yes.
Like, we were taking pictures. Or, like, they weren't out yet. And, they could have come out 6 months ago and built up so much hype before these Phantoms got here.
Mm-hmm. I also wonder too if maybe New Balance is kind of putting a lot of I don't want to say hype, but they're kind of putting their eggs in the basket with this Tekela like being such a success that maybe they wanted it to stand out on its own instead of kind of being lumped together with the 442 and the Furons, because like our good friend DJ Boots, he loves the Furons. And then, to be honest, I don't really know anybody who's liked the Tekela or the 442 Elites. Do either of you?
Not since the initial 2.0 with the kangaroo leather, and they kind of swapped it.
Yeah,
and the synthetic felt really good, but with that sole plate, dude, it's too flexible.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
and I think the problem with that boot is comes down to timing as well, because even though it's a decent synthetic, in comparison to a lot of the other synthetics right now on the market that are trying to do the same thing, it's just not to par,
Yeah. I mean, I don't care to buy it, and not even. I mean, and I have the Tiempo Legend 10s, and I don't love those. So, if I did want to buy the boot less than I even wanted to buy the Tiempo 10, that's kind of pretty damning.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Colby, give us some updates, man. Talk to us a little bit about this Tekela. Now that you know, I think we got the official upper name.
We got some specs. Yeah, what is it? Touch. I saw J Mike's post. He was posting about the X-Fly Pro 3, but he was talking about Touch Tech on the Tekela, which I think these come out tomorrow. So this will be a day after
they'll have just released.
Yeah.
Right. They'll have just released yesterday.
Yeah.
When this podcast comes out. And I think it's just like a microfiber material. So they went away from the knit, kind of like I was telling you guys when I first got these. Like, it's a lot more structured. The touch is better. It is more one-to-one. The upper is way more. It's way more of a solid fit. The last one felt like a sock, essentially. Slipped it on right out of the box. You're good to go. I've seen. I think I was reading like a little deal by Soccer Bible and then some other places, and basically they're saying like, you know, New Balance wants you to feel like you can kind of slip them on and go. And like for me, that wasn't exactly the case. Like it did take a good couple hours to like get these boots broken in. And I mean, they're not bad. Like you can slip them on, play for like maybe 30 minutes to an hour. But I did start getting some hot spots, especially like out here on the left side. And it took a while to mold. But like these are my go-tos now.
Yeah,
like, I love
that's
these.
great.
I will say though, with the Phantom 6 and Nike fixing the sole plate and making it a little bit more, you know, stiff in the midfoot, these might have a problem.
Yeah.
They're not bad at all. But this is the one complaint I would say is the sole plate. Kind of wish they had updated it, but I mean they did everything else. So
Okay. Now, Matt, neither one of us have tried the new Tekela, but we did. I think you tried the last gen. I definitely tried the last gen. What are your thoughts? Where are you kind of feeling with this Tekela? Like, are you getting more hyped with Colby actually praising a boot for once, or are you kind of just like, no, like I'm too into essentially the Phantom hype right now?
Yeah.
And getting a 6 over anything else.
I feel like with the Tekela, I enjoyed the hypo knit uppers so much that I'm hesitant with this new gen until I could actually like see reviews or see it in person and kind of get a feel for it myself. I am excited that they're doing something different than the Furon because I feel like it's just been like a wider, more accommodating Furon with a slightly safer sole plate for the most part. So I do appreciate them doing something different. It just really depends on like the direction that it goes in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm kind of hyped. I'm not going to lie. I really do want to try this new Tekela out because I have the V4, not the Plus, just the regular V4. And yeah, I'm like you guys. Like that to me was the description that you were saying, Colby. Like, just slip it on and go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the few boots I've worn in a very long time that's like no break-in time. Like, just soft and wearing.
And I was thinking about this, guys, and the V4, right? Not the V4 Plus, the laceless model that came out originally. I think it was late 2022. The market was really different back then, right? And we've kind of gone through some. You know, I think it might have been even like the Predator accuracy, right? So for its competition, you have the Phantom GX1, Phantom GX2, and so you would have said I'd probably go Tekela there, you know, or it's a good neck and neck competition. And with this Phantom 6 and this new Pred 25, it's going to have a lot harder competition, I would say, than it did back in 2022 when these originally kind of released in the V4 version.
Was the GX1 even out yet, or was it still the GT2?
I think it was still GT2 because they switched to GX1 during the World Cup.
Yeah, the final.
So that would have been like
and
December.
I think this came out like beginning of the year. So for like the first 5 or 6 months, it was
Yeah, like you said. Well, I think to give New Balance credit, maybe they recognize like, hey, we can't keep up in this whole like kind of knit sector, so let's kind of tweak it up and go to a different style boot that people would enjoy. I think that's why, honestly, like the Pred 24 was so successful going back to Hybrid Touch over trying to continue to iterate on essentially like Prime Knit was because it's just like, dude, let's be honest, like even though the GT and the GT2 aren't very good boots, like their knit is way better than the Freaks knit or
I agree.
the Accuracy's knit or the Edges knit. And then once we got to the GX1 and even the GX2, like those blow a lot of other knits out of the water. So now that we have the Phantom 6, and like Colby said, like I think delaying the release was probably not the smartest move, but it's just like, hey, you know what? Take the knit thing. That's your thing. We're gonna go back to the synthetic, kind of like Adidas did with the F50. So maybe it will kind of work out in their favor in a weird way.
Yeah. I really think what New Balance needed to do here to make this stand out more, honestly, was a new sole plate, or at least a different variation of what they're offering in the current sole plate.
Yeah. I wonder if they kept it to, because how often do they kind of really update their sole plates? Because I'm thinking of the Furon, right? So the V8 got one, but I think the V7, the V6, and the V5 all had the same one, and I don't remember the V4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I think, V6, V6 Plus, V7, V7 Plus, all the same, from what I remember.
Yeah. So and that sole plate came out with a Tekela on the V4, so the V4 Plus. So
Yeah.
it might be a little while. Maybe the
Yeah.
true next gen, like the what
And
is
they
it,
loved
V6.
this, man. They loved the lacrosse style. Like they were
Yeah.
very like, and when this came out, it was very different. People were very curious about it because they wanted that lateral push off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just think they could take what they have with that and just tweak it so it's not as like lacrosse specific, and just use that some of those studs as a benefit, and then like kind of tweak something else. Like maybe have the lacrosse studs on the lateral side and the medial side,
Yeah.
change it up, do something that's, a little more soccer specific.
Yeah.
Or-
I think even shortening them.
Yeah.
do you guys think are brands too like pressured into making new sole plates in terms of, and I don't even mean in terms of like stiffness or what, I'm talking about more like, hey, we did blades last gen, like let's go like triangles this gen, you know what I mean, let's go star, or in the what was like the GX1, that was a weird one where they kind of had these like,
TriStar.
yeah, the TriStar
Yeah.
studs, which I don't know if they do anything different than something like conical, but
I don't think that they necessarily feel pressured, because honestly, if you look at Adidas since 2010, as far back as I can remember, they basically had the same sole plate and just have tweaked the materials around. But it's been triangular studs, the same spots, everything's exact. Like sometimes they get longer, sometimes they get shorter, but
yeah,
for the most part, I can't really remember them really tweaking it that much.
right.
Yeah. I feel like if something works, like stick with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it's Nike that's pressured to do it
Yeah.
because it's Nike.
Because
Right.
Nike has that pressure
Right.
to always be innovating and always be trying new things, and
Exactly.
I think sometimes
Yeah.
it works and then sometimes it's just not good. Like
Sometimes it works and sometimes it's a cycle.
yes,
360.
yep.
All right, first off, timeout. This Cyclone 360 is phenomenal. So I've been wearing these. You can see they're really starting to break
I don't know
out.
if
Like, they're-
phenomenal is the word.
Yeah.
Okay, have you tried it?
Fair,
Boot of the year.
fair,
Have you tried it?
fair,
Exactly.
fair.
It's not boot of the year still, but I am loving it, okay? And the more I wear these things, dude, they're like a GX1, but like tweaked to even more close perfection. Like I really am at the point right now, and I'm kind of in that Kobe honeymoon phase, where like so far, I don't have anything bad to say. Like, yeah, the quality control on the fucking heel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the heel.
Awful.
Ooh, look at
But
that.
like honestly,
Two
once
different shapes.
I know this one's so like this one looks like it got crushed. But once I'm wearing them, like I really don't feel it, and I haven't noticed it at all. And like I love this sole plate because like this stiffener, that's what the GX1 especially needed. But like you have so many fucking studs.
Yeah.
Like there's no stud pressure at all.
Have you heard?
And,
Have you heard that the AG is apparently more stiff?
Yeah, that's what James
thought
said.
James
James
and
said
Noah
that.
both said it.
But then I thought James changed his mind and thought that this was stiffer.
No, I think the midfoot specifically. I think they
I
just
think
James
Okay,
said
maybe.
the flex point's
yeah
better.
the
is what
flex
James
point's
said.
better, but the midfoot specifically on the AG apparently is more stiff.
Okay,
FG.
well, that's crazy
Yeah.
because like I said, like this, and I don't know if more stiff is I would want it or not, but whatever they're doing like with this, I think is like top notch. And I'm talking about just like in terms of feel, flex points, like where your foot. Like I never get foot fatigue in this, like I did in the GX1. Like where you're after a while, you're
Yeah.
like, God, my feet hurt. Like ugh.
Working too hard.
Yeah.
Your feet are working too hard.
Yeah,
Hate that
almost,
feeling.
yeah, or like you know how like in some boots when, or even tennis shoes, like when the ground is kind of uneven, like you just kind of feel like your foot bending.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that in the GX1. I never feel it in these. Like this is just good
Yeah.
old fashioned. Like this should be minimum, like bare minimum stiffness.
Yes. And like ironically, like there are some like more barefoot enthusiasts out there that say like that's how your feet should be working, but when I'm playing, it's like screw it.
Yeah, no.
Screw it. I need all the help I can get.
F that, especially compared to like the GX2 Luna one. Like this one is a massive improvement. And I mean, like I said, like our friend True Jesus, he messaged me today and he was like, "Hey, how do you feel about it? Like, do you think it's safe on on AG?" And I was like, honestly, I think to me, I think like you're golden. Like I think like so like if you know your body and you know how you do it, and let's be honest, most of the people that are buying these boots, like they know how their body works. I think you're gonna
Yeah.
be okay. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
obviously do it your own risk, blah, blah, blah. But nah, I think you'd be good. But if you wanted to go AG, I wouldn't fault you either.
I think he just wants that Fear Nothing colorway.
I was gonna say now, Fear Nothing got released by Nike, kinda. So from what we could tell, this is a tournament pack, and certain websites have it labeled as like the LV8, which is I think code for like special edition FG only. So we don't think we're gonna get an AG option. I've seen some comments that say otherwise, so I know that you guys are already annoyed about that. But we got the green Tiempos. Those are officially out. We got the Mercs in both the Vapors and Superflies, and from what I can tell, the Vapors are more available than the Superflies. So those are both out now. Like Soccer Post had them, Soccer Village, or I'm sorry, not Soccer Village, Soccer.com. We got Soccer, Pro Direct. Everybody has those. And then we go to the Phantoms. Okay. Now the Phantom 6 High and the Phantom 6 Low are on pre-order and everywhere but Unisport. And Colby was genuinely pissed today in our group chat, Matt. I think
How pissed?
Like royally pissed.
There it is.
He like that meme came to my mind. And now I want to, Colby, before I give you the floor, I also want you to address something because you both like to call me out. You said a couple weeks ago that I love when the brands show us this stuff and we just can't get it the next day. We gotta wait a couple weeks so it like really builds this hype and blah 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 blah. Now, for the most part, we've seen that the Phantom should be coming out around July the 10th, mid-July, so a couple weeks on. Now, Colby, please take the floor and address that classic statement I always say of people don't know what they really want.
Justin. This is different. Okay, so we did have this discussion. This is a discussion I wanted to have on the podcast, and I want to get y'all's opinions on this before I kind of go fully into my GX rant, or my Phantom 6 rant. Do you guys prefer when brands come out, there's like a Unisport video or something of a new pack, a new boot, whatever, and it's immediately available? Do you prefer that, or do you prefer what has happened recently with this Fear Nothing pack, or with the the original, the Phantom 6? They think that was also delayed a little bit, or the Hyper Venom ones. That's another example of it coming out maybe like a week later. Do you guys want that, or do you want it immediately available?
Immediately.
Okay. I want to watch J Mike's video, and then I immediately want to turn around and buy that boot if it's good.
Yep.
If he gives you the stamp of approval, that's all I need.
Now, I'm gonna put like a asterisk next to my answer. It also depends on what my wallet allows.
That's also true.
So like if it's like payday and I can buy the boots, cool. I want them available immediately. But if it's like, hey, oh shit, I just paid the mortgage and all the bills and I won't have the money, then yeah, I want it to be like a week or two away.
All right. Well, for me, as someone who has like
not the answer
the
he was
worst
looking for.
buyer's
That did not go
remorse
the way he thought.
ever, I don't mind sitting on a decision for like a week. I don't.
Okay.
Like if like when this was announced, I was like, okay, that's the model I'm going to buy. Like kind of like, okay, where do I want to buy it from? Okay, they'll be available, whatever. And then I wake up this morning while it's ready to go, back order till August.
Yeah.
I have a soccer.com gift card for like $200.
Okay.
Back order till August.
Okay.
Go to Nike, coming soon. Go to another website for pre-order. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
I'm ready to buy this thing and I can't buy this thing.
But you can buy it.
You can.
just have to
I
wait
could
to
buy
get
it.
it.
Yeah.
Or pre-order and just sit on it forever, which is pissing a lot of people off. Since COVID and since all of these like
the
backorder
supply
delays,
chains.
because we've had friends in the chat that have ordered like, I'm trying to remember, I think Mike ordered like the David Beckham Predators last year, but they were just sitting there.
Dude,
forever.
he just recently got his Red Manias.
Yeah, which sucks for anybody. When you've like mentally paid the money, I don't know if they charge your card until they actually ship, but when you've mentally paid that and you've got it and you're waiting, it's like, it sucks. And then you see other people with the boots, and it sucks even more.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh.
But that's the thing. Like, nobody else is going to have them.
Exactly.
Everybody's in the same boat as you. Like, you can pay for them.
Yeah. Well, with Unisport, you have to do the extra shipping, and I don't have a gift card there. So
Okay. No, I get that.
But
I'm saying you can get them from soccer.com.
that is true. I could get them today and wait to get them until August.
Okay.
But okay, what happens though? What happens if we have like 2 more colorways out by then?
Then cancel
Like,
your
will
pre-order.
those be? That's a good point.
Yeah, I canceled my pre-order. I had a pair of Manias, and I waited I think almost 2 months, and I just finally emailed him like, I don't want these anymore. I'm like, just cancel it.
Like this is one of those moments where I'm like, Colby, I love you. Like, sweet, tender baby Colby, I love you. But like, this is a first world problem. Like, if you want the blue ones that bad, go pre-order them. Like, there's nothing stopping you. You can pre-order them, and let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, the pre-orders ship early, anyways. And if you don't want to
to be
wait,
fair, I don't think it'll be August. I think it'll be probably like early.
Well, yeah,
probably.
There's
and if something else comes out, cancel it and buy somewhere else.
Exactly. Yep. But I feel like I'm the way when it comes to like scenarios like this where it comes out and it's pre-order and you have to wait. Like, by the time the boot gets released, I usually know if I want. Oh, is it doing that again?
Go ahead. We don't want to derail.
No,
Go.
By the time the boot gets released, I usually know if I want it or not, and I'm just waiting for like some type of validation that like it's good. You know what I mean? Or at least good enough. But yeah, we see the leaks and we see like the colorways. We see what's coming out. We see when it's coming out. So for me, it really comes down to just like the first few reviews to see if it's not shit. I guess so. That as soon as I hear it's not shit, or like even if it is bad for one person, if it's like the stuff I need for my feet, I'm like done, bought. Like I try not to second guess it too much. Yeah.
So it's something to do with the low and then the AG, it got delayed. So again, Colby, part of me is like almost worried that this is going to be a Tiempo 9 situation again.
Oh no.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember like when we were trying to get Tiempo 9s and it was always like what, 2 months, 3 months late?
That's why they lasted. That's why you could still get them for like a year after. Because that lime green colorway was still out for like a very long time. I could still get them as late as the end of last year, I think.
Wasn't that Olympic colorway, the launch or one of the launch ones, wasn't that delayed for like fucking 3 months or whatever?
I think that one came out and the black one came out, and then I think that's where they started getting kind of like wonky.
Yeah.
Because like the blast pack, the white with the blue and the purple came out later.
Right.
The salmon ones randomly came out, and those are the only ones that sold out instantly. Yeah, anyways. But
you're right, though. This is exactly like that, where they would come out with Nike
similar
packs, and the Tiempo would be like 2-3 months delayed.
Yes. So I'm hoping that maybe there's just something in the pipeline going on. They're fixing it, and they're going to be like, hey, like, sorry about the delay. Here's your blue ones. And then when the next pack comes out, then we'll be good.
Yeah.
So, but again, if you want to get the blue ones, we've seen a few of the colorways coming. Pre-order them. You can get them and just wait.
All right.
Well, that was
I'll do it, Justin. I'll do it. Do it for you.
You probably won't. You'll probably complain as soon as we
What was the day that was leaked potentially for an AG drop for these? We've heard kind of both sides. Like
it wasn't. The only thing I saw is somebody commented to a retailer and said, no AG, ? Such a shame. And they said, no, there is AG.
Interesting.
But again, whenever I was looking through and Googling it and stuff, it has that LV8.
Yeah.
And every time we get the LV8, it's only FG.
Dude, what a shitty move by Nike. Just give us AG on all of them.
Yeah.
Like,
on everything.
You're a U.S. company. Most people in the U.S. play on AG.
I mean, they know that better than anybody.
Exactly. Just give us AG. Yeah, I don't understand.
So I want to talk about another brand that's not giving anybody what they want, and that's Puma.
Oh God.
They're
giving. They're at least giving.
Literally, last week we talked about the Kids Super. Yeah, they're too giving. Take some of that shit back in. But last week they dropped the Kids Super pack. This week they've dropped the Women's Brilliance 3.0 pack. So it's like predominantly white boot with like green, blue, and purple on the sole plate.
And then between those colors, they dropped the new Ultra 6.
Yes, thank you. So the Ultra 6 has come out officially, but kind of like stealth came out. And from what James, our good friend the Boot Wizard, said on his review, because he got them from LJ, was that it's essentially like a midlife update. They just gave it a new name. But it's just a few tweaks, nothing really crazy. But the one boot that I thought looked absolutely sick in this pack is the Ultra 6 Carbon, because the Carbon is like that solid black sole plate, and they did bits of black paint coming up the side with the the boot, so it just like masks into that carbon like so well.
I don't think I've seen the
And I'm
carbon
like,
yet.
the like I don't know who's
I'm
working
looking
at
it up.
Puma, but the freaking carbon colorways are like top notch every time. Like the Ultra,
Carbons look good.
Yeah. I
the
will say
carbons
that
look
the
good.
carbons look pretty good.
carbons look
It's just who's buying the carbon?
nobody.
No, dude.
Oh,
Who's
I
buying
see
Puma, let's
it.
be honest.
Oh, that looks
Yeah,
so
see?
good.
See what I'm saying? The little bits of black
It like
and like
comes
how
up into like
perfectly-
the paint splatter time.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
It's super.
It's like
cool.
the
But
sole plate just kind of disappears.
yeah, exactly. It flows. It like doesn't break your eyes.
Fuck.
Now, Matt, right before we started talking, you were like, "I'm done with Puma. Like I'm just done."
Yeah.
Okay. And Puma's giving us the most colorways in like every stud pattern. So like as somebody who is kind of frustrated with Nike for essentially not kind of giving us enough. How does that also correlate to your frustrations with Puma, who are giving us way too much?
It's just one. There's only one boot in the Puma line right now that I would actually wear, which is the Ultra. Everything else is just, well, the future sucks, and the King is just not a King, and there's so many other options that are significantly better. And dude, we've had it feels honestly like I don't know what the actual number is so far this year, but it feels like we've had like 100 colorways.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that it's been 1 week since our last podcast and there's been 2 colorways dropped.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's just too much. I don't know like what they're doing at the Puma team. Like they can't be making money, which is like
Right.
because
Yeah,
one,
I don't understand.
so many colorways, which is expensive. 2, they have to know their boots are not selling. And
Yeah, which is to Justin's point. That's why they didn't pay for a review for the Ultras.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't have anything to add. I mean, like I don't know what's going on because like Colby, like I said, like you're also frustrated that you can't get certain things with Nike, and then Puma is trying to like please. And you know we talked about this. Oh, dude, we talked about this a long time ago before Matt was even a thought on the podcast. But we talked about almost like paralysis by analysis when it comes to decision making. If you're a fan of Puma right now, I don't know how in God's name you're picking which boot / which colorway you're going to get because you can't even have time to process before another colorway is already out.
yeah. I feel like the people wearing Puma right now are people that don't follow boots much, and they're just like, oh, I went to the store. That's a cool colorway. Bam. Because if you follow boots, you'd get a colorway, and before you even wear them for the first time, it might be out of date, which is insane.
Yeah, literally. Literally.
Yeah. And the worst part is like honestly, this colorway pack, Brilliance 3.0, whatever it's called, is pretty good looking, but I just don't give a fuck anymore. Like I just cool. I'm not like we're gonna.
You just can't be.
Well, because
bothered.
even if it's good, it's like, well, I'm gonna have another option in a week. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And they're all kind of samey.
yeah.
Like some of them are very similar in some ways.
Like I feel like we've had these color palettes of this pack at some point before. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Last boot on the agenda I want to talk about today. Under Armour has like kind of stealthily dropped this new Magnetico 5 Elite masonry partner up with big boy Tony Rudiger. I got to hear you guys' thoughts. Matt, you've had some ins with Under Armour, so tell me what you want. I want you to start this off. What do you think about this?
This is sick. This whole like idea is sick. This kind of brings me back to how limited edition boots were done 5-10 years ago. Like this is a limited release. I believe 96 of them, if I'm correct.
Yeah, 96 total.
96 total. The numbers are on the boots. It tells you how many, like what number you have out of 96 on the boots itself. It comes with leather laces to go with the masonry theme. This is just awesome. Design is sick. The colors aren't, my favorite colorway pack, but I understand why they did it. Yeah, I don't know. And to do this limited drop as like the first look of the Magnetico 5, I think is a great idea.
Is the upper leather also? Do we know?
I don't think so. It's probably
Okay.
the same, like, I forget the name of the material that they've been using on the Magnetico. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, oxetic.
Oxetic, yeah. I think that's right. It's probably just a new variation of that, honestly,
Okay.
which is fine because that's actually a good material.
Okay. Cool. All right, Colby, you've been quiet. I got to know your thoughts because this is a split half and half boot, and
I was
love
literally that was the first thing I was going
I
to bring
knew
up.
it was
I was like, I
coming.
know you're going to like this boot, Justin. 'cause
I
it's
love
split.
it. It's
It's
split,
split.
right down the center. What
Yeah,
do you
but-
think?
I like it though. I as Matt was saying, like it is pretty cool. Like yes, okay, I like a split boot, but
It's
I will
also a
say
black
it's
boot.
because it's black.
Oh,
I know, but it's more over what they're actually doing here,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
making 96 pairs. Like the quality of the boot looks really good.
Yeah.
Like the little details look good. I don't want to call it a lot of brands, but what we've noticed on a lot of boots recently is the sole plate, and I feel like the chromatic finishes on the sole plates are kind of cop outs to being like, oh look,
Yeah.
it's shiny, and this doesn't do like something like that. It's very much like, hey, check out all of like these little pieces of quality here. Like we're making it incredibly limited. We're numbering it. Like it's just doing it all in the right way. It's not
Yeah.
doing something like flashy that's going to wear off. That's actually like really like it kind of makes me
Gimmicky.
Yeah.
gimmicky. And as much, Justin, as we loved the like the Pearl, the Tiempo kind of 30, which like love that boot, but it's mostly kind of like just like a show piece. It's not it's not like it's quality, but it's in a different way. It's still using
Yeah.
like the same kind of crappy parts of the Tiempo 10, but like this boot isn't doing that, and that's why
Yeah.
I respect it a lot more.
Yeah, for sure. And now, one thing I thought was super cool, and that me and Matt kind of noticed, like when we were kind of getting ready for the pod, was like, and the one of the pictures that they have, the heel, you can see it has carbon fiber, what appears to be carbon fiber. Now, it's like the classic black carbon fiber, not like the Shadow Pro 1, 2, 3, whatever boot they've been using that sole plate on. Now, are you guys hopeful like that they're actually using real carbon fiber versus like the, I'm going to say the stickered carbon fiber that they have in the Shadows, or is that something that you don't really care either way? Nobody go first.
I feel like I don't really have an answer to this because they're just not using carbon fiber. I just know they're not. This is a sticker, but it does look sick, and it looks better
It
than
does
like
look
an
cool.
iridescent finish or anything like that. My guess is this is exactly the same sole plate that we've had for the Magnetico,
Okay.
just with a paint job. That's
Okay.
my guess.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Colby, do you have any thoughts on that?
No. I wish like if kind of like to y'all's point, just like overall point is if you say it's carbon fiber, like can it really be carbon fiber? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Can we just keep the stickers out of here?
Yeah.
Footloose
This-
Boots is like seething right now with anger.
Yeah, he's probably
This makes me think
drooling
of, like-
listening to this part.
Like
Yeah.
those classic like marketing, like how much percentage of this has to be carbon fiber for us to call it carbon fiber?
Right.
Like, what's the minimum number?
Point
we
zero
can
zero
hit?
zero one.
Yeah.
Whatever that is,
Um,
that's what they're using for sure.
Yeah. So obviously, like I think all three of us will probably wait till more colorways and shit come out because, like, again, they're cool, but it's just like I don't know what masonry is. I'm not gonna pretend I know what that is, and I'm not gonna try to fight like genuine collectors who are like 96 pairs. Like those are mine.
Yeah,
Like I know some people that like go after the crazy limited, and that's all they go for.
yeah.
Cool. Well, that's it. That is all I have. Colby, I hope you go place your pre-order right after we get off this.
Right after this, Justin, I'm on it.
And while you're doing that, tell the people where they can find you.
You guys can find me at Kicking with Kolbs on Instagram and on YouTube, where I won't make any content, but if you throw a crossbar challenge at me, I will have
That
to go
is
get
That's
it.
going to be
content.
content.
You should make that a
Everyone,
whole
yeah,
YouTube
everyone
video.
just challenge Colby
Yeah,
to everything.
just anything.
All right.
Matt, where can the people find
You can find me at Burns Boots on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
You can find me at Texas Cleat Collector on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can find us at Bootcast Pod. And go down in the comments and let us know. Are you excited? for some carbon fiber on Under Armour, or lack thereof. And while you're there, hit like, hit subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, all that stuff that you're supposed to do. And as always, if you've liked what you've seen here and you want to see more, click down here to see more. Peace.